You know, some of these time management tools don't always work for us Nigerian mums. See the way our life can change at any minute. I've tried them, the Pomodoro method, the frog or eat the snail, whichever one you want to call it. Sis, I don't eat snail or frog, but my life is busy. I've tried a lot of them, and some of these systems, I feel like they're designed for someone else, you know? I don't have time to adapt myself into this system. I need a system that adapts to me. And today I want to tell you about the one that finally did.
You are listening to Anxious for Nothing with Bimpe, where together we overcome struggles with people pleasing and perfectionism so that we can truly value ourselves and create time to progress in all areas of our lives. I'll be sharing with you my personal experience using Agile IT systems for prioritization, especially when family, work, life, health, finances and our faith all collide into one. And most importantly, how to affirm our faith and identity in Christ during the storm, not just after it passes. Join me. This is time management like you've never known it before. Let's get started.
How was Easter last week? Are the kids back at school? I hope you got a little bit of rest in there somewhere. And if you're new, hello, how are you? I'm guessing your week was busy, church, getting the children ready for school and going straight back into work on Monday. I see you, sis. I really do. Today, I want to talk more about a system I have been using for over 3 years. I use a version of it every single day in my 9 to 5, and I have 8 years of professional experience applying it. It's one thing that generally changed my relationship with time. Not only did it give me back my evenings, eventually it gave me time in my mornings and weekends too. So today we're covering why most time management systems don't work for women like us and what's actually missing for them. One system that I've used for over 3 years that I've adapted to my life instead of me trying to adapt to it. And lastly, one mindset shift that you can apply today that will save you so much time and help you without burning out. But first, I want you to close your eyes for a second, or if you're driving, keep them open. Imagine having 2 hours in your evening just for you. What would that mean for you? What would you start? What have you been putting off because you simply haven't had the time? Hold on to that answer because that's what this episode is about. I remember sitting down thinking something like getting 2 hours in my life extra wasn't even possible. I had 3 boys under the age of 5 years old. I was working full time, paying nursery fees, going to church, and I genuinely could not see where I could find any extra time or where it would come from. I would start so many things with good intentions, so many courses, so many projects, so many plans, and never find the time to actually finish them. Things would get postponed again and again until they just stopped happening. For me personally, having those extra 2 hours in the evenings meant one specific thing. I could learn a skill. I could improve myself, not wait for my workplace to decide whether I was ready for the next level, but actually do something about it myself. But every system I tried felt like it was designed for someone who had like a clear and predictable day, a tidy to-do list, no school runs, no chaos from family, no people calling them from Nigeria, no surprises. But do you know what? That was not my life. You know them ones, that Pomodoro method, like eat the frog, the time blocking. I tried them all and I'm a project manager of over 10 years. I know these tools. They're not bad, but some of them are generally useful for when you have control of the task. But what about when you're not in control of what is interrupting your life? What about when something changes last minute? I needed something different, something that worked the way my life actually worked. That's when I found Agile and adapted it to my personal life. And here's exactly what happened in order. I finally had time to structure and finish courses and learn a new skill. I applied for a higher paying role. I got an increase in income. That meant that I was able to buy our first home. And whilst I was still working full time, raising 3 boys, supporting my husband and keeping up with church, after that, I had time to even start a YouTube channel. I learned about investing. And the additional income that I got from my promotion is now making me more money each month. That extra that same system has given me the capacity to launch this podcast and build my travel business. One system, 3 years, all of that. And today I want to start introducing it to you. So why traditional time management doesn't work for us? Most time management tools focus on one area of your life at a time. They treat everything in silos. Work is separate from family. Personal goals are separate from daily admin. But our lives don't work that way. We might be in the middle of a work task and suddenly remember after work that we need to swing by to so-and-so's house. And on the way to work, we need to call the GP because that's the time, because by the time we get home, the office will be closed. Or on our way to somewhere, we need to branch and pick up something. Or someone needs us to drop something off at our house and we need to be there back at a specific time. I don't see how eating a frog is going to help me with this one. These tools don't respond well when things change because things always change. A meeting gets cancelled, the school calls, things shift, and suddenly your carefully structured day is in pieces. What's more, we are holding all of this in our heads. No wonder we feel froggy. No wonder we forget things. The human brain is not designed to be a filing cabinet or a calendar of tasks to manage it all at once. So what is this Agile system? Agile is a framework originally designed for software development. It's the reason why your phone updates regularly. It's behind how we now have Amazon instead of Netflix, instead of blockbusters, and major tech companies continuously improve their products. In my 9 to 5, I work as an Agile finance systems product owner. I have spent over 8 years in this role, applying this thinking in complex, fast-paced changing environments. And what I realize is that it maps perfectly into our lives as working mums because Agile is not rigid. It's designed to respond to change. It's built around short focus cycles where where you review what's working and adjust what isn't and keep moving forward. There are 2 parts of this system, the tools and the mindset. They work together. And I'll be going deep on both across coming episodes. So what makes it different? It gives you one place to see all areas of your life, not separate compartments for work, home, and personal goals. It adapts when life changes because it expects life to change. It shows you where your time is actually going, so you can find pockets you didn't even know existed. It removes the mental load of having to hold everything in our heads. It stops double booking, arriving late or forgetting, because everything lives in one structured place. When I started using it, I stopped being in 2 places at once. I stopped arriving late. I stopped missing payments for the dinner money. I stopped losing track of things, and slowly I started to find time I didn't even know I had. Before we move on to the action step, let me ask, how many different places are you currently tracking your tasks and commitments? How many times this week or last week did something slip because it lived in your head? If your system needs you to be perfect for it to work, is it really a system? Okay, so remember I said that there are 2 parts to Agile, the tools and the mindset. Today I want to give you the single most powerful mindset shift from this system because you can start applying it right now before we even get into the tools. And it is progress over perfection. What does this mean in practice? It means if you are stuck waiting until something is perfect before you submit it, send it or do it, you are losing time, cannot get back. 80% done and handed in is much better than having it 100% done but still in your head. The fear of getting things wrong is one of the biggest things that slows us down. I've talked about this in episode 6 in depth, failure and perfection, and how moving forward without self-criticism. Go back and listen to it if you haven't. In Agile, we don't see failure as the opposite of success. We see it as data, information we can use to get better. You cannot improve on what you've never attempted. So this week, I want you to pick one thing that you have been postponing because it isn't ready yet. And I want you to take it to 80 and then let go. Come back and tell me in the comments how it felt because I genuinely want to know. Before we go, earlier in the episode, I asked you, what would having a couple of free hours in the evenings actually mean for you? For some of you, the answer might be starting a business, something that earns while you sleep, something that grows even when life gets busy. That's exactly what my travel business has become for me. When you become an accredited travel agent, you refer other like-minded people into the business, you earn residual income. You do the work once, and it keeps paying you just like a dividend-paying stock. I've shared this opportunity with friends who also love travel. They have started their own teams as well. And the thing is, you're not looking for just anyone. You are looking for people just like us, women who want their time back in the evenings, who are serious about a second income, and who love to travel. DM me the word travel and I'll send you more details. No pressure, just a conversation. Okay, sis, anxious for nothing? I want to hear how you are getting on with choosing progress over perfection this week. You'll find that things start moving faster and you'll start to understand why it's the foundation of the whole Agile mindset. This is just the beginning. We're going to go deep on this system over the coming episodes, the tools, the structures, and how I set it up. So make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss a thing. One more thing, in my 9-to-5, I work as an Agile Finance Systems product owner. If you'd like to connect professionally and continue the conversation, find me on LinkedIn. The details are in the description. Share this episode with a friend or family member who would benefit from this, especially the one who keeps saying she doesn't have time for anything. I look forward to seeing you here next week. I'm Bimpe, and I want you to remember that you are anxious for nothing.